looks like it's time to add another member of Delta Squad to the Black Series shelf. If you don't know me, despite the issues with these figures, I personally really like these Black Series Republic Commandos. I consider Boss to be one of my favorite Black Series clones in my whole collection. And people still comment, yes I know, mine's a factory error. I didn't get the dots on mine. I don't know why. Mine is the only one that I've ever seen that doesn't have the dots. I don't really care. But yeah, I really like these. They look really cool. I really like them. I did get a custom resin casted ARC Trooper, oh not ARC Trooper, Republic Commando. Kind of the same thing, honestly. I got a custom casted Republic Commando, and yes, it's amazing, and it's awesome, and it's what these should be, but for what they are, I really like them still. And next up is Sev, without a doubt the most badass member of Delta Squad. If you haven't played Republic Commando, do yourself a favor, play Republic Commando. If you like first-person shooters, you'd love it. If you're like me and you don't really like first-person shooters, you're probably still going to love it, because I love it. It's such an awesome game. Delta Squad are very memorable characters. And even though this is gaming greats, these figures are inspired from their Clone Wars appearances, which is kind of funny to me. But yeah, gaming greats figures based off of the cartoon. That makes a lot of sense. Alrighty, let's take a look at RC-1207 here. He's pretty cool. I mean, in the game, you always hear him as like 07 reporting in 07. So yeah, he's a snipper boy. He likes snipping with his snipper riffle. He's a cool guy. I normally forget to show these boxes because I normally throw them away, but I didn't throw it away yet this time, so threw it away now. All right, so what do we got? We got Sev. He's pretty cool looking. Like I said, he is based off of his Clone Wars appearance. Just showing you real quick, you can see some of these very notable things are the simplicity of the blood splatter on his helmet that we've never known for sure if it's paint or if it's actual blood. His torso is entirely gray now, which is based off of the Clone Wars. He doesn't have the shoulder armor, and his deco is just more simplified. It was a cartoon. They simplified his design for the sake of the cartoon. It's kind of odd that they are going this cartoon route for the Republic Commandos in Black Series, but it's just the way they're going. It does kind of justify their thinner proportions and everything, because these, with Sev, it's very clear, these aren't based off the game. They're based off the Clone Wars cartoon. I guess that's just the way they wanted to go. They're really cool figures, though. I still think they're really nice. At the end of the day, it's just nice to have figures of the Republic Commandos. Let me bring in Boss here. And do keep in mind, I actually did give Boss a 3D resin-printed gun that's a lot more accurate to size. So you can see these guys. They are the same figures. I just have Sev in a dynamic pose. Let's do the same for Boss. Come on. Let's get him posed. So yeah, they're really nice, in my opinion, still. They're not perfect. They're not, you know, like, oh, wow, they're the best things ever. They are missing some details. If you want to see all the armor-specific detail gripes I have, check out my review on Boss, because I went over them there. But yeah, man, I'm really happy we're getting the Commandos in Black Series. I'm just happy they're getting any kind of love at all. Honestly, they don't get a lot of love at all nowadays. I mean, the Bad Batch got their own show, but Delta Squad, they're limited to a cameo of just one member? Okay. One thing, though, we haven't seen Scorch yet. I'm really worried that Scorch will not be released in Gaming Greats, but he will be a Walmart-exclusive Bad Batch figure. Wouldn't that be fantastic? That's what I'm thinking they're gonna do, because they can't have a complete team all in the same line. Hasbro just can't do it, apparently. They just can't. That's what I'm betting. Betting money right now. Anyways, let's fix the main issue with Sev. His gun's very tiny. I don't like these tiny guns. Because for whatever reason in the Bad Batch, the DC-17 like rifle things were super tiny. I don't like them. So awesomely, I got some resin ones in the P.O. box. Thank you so much, Kickapoo. You're awesome. These are a lot bigger, a lot nicer, resin 3D printed. I mean, just look at that size difference, man. Night and day. Not as noticeable here, but you can really tell here there is quite the size difference. And one crazy thing is that these Black Series guns are so undersized. They are just a hair above the 3 1/4 inch size to the point, where I am actually going to give this to my 3 3/4 inch Sev. And let's just get to that. So let's do the comparison, because I want to show and highlight some of the differences between my 3 3/4 inch based off the video game Sev and the 6 inch based off the cartoon Sev. Let's bring in a little 07 here. So you can see no shoulder connector. The blood splatter is way simpler. The gray chest was just a little block, but it's the whole gray chest on the Clone Wars one. He still has a red butt. There is some slight differences in the shoulder pad deco. He still has red boots. He still has some stripes on his thighs and things. But yeah, you can see the design's a lot simpler. It's definitely some differences here and there. Do I prefer the video game Sev? 100%, absolutely. I prefer the muted colors. I mean, it's dark red. It's like dried blood. This is kind of bright red. And keep in mind, too, I don't think it's supposed to be actual blood. I think it's just paint, because he had this deco like on Commando before they got deployed on Geonosis. I don't know whose blood it would have been. So it's just like blood paint, but still, it looks gruesome. Still love this old Sev, by the way. I'm really hoping we do get new ones, though. So yeah, funny thing is, it does look a little big. Just the tiniest bit big. But honestly, I'll take it. Since we never got it in 3 3/4 inch, I think that size is decent enough, because if you compare it to the 3 3/4 inch guns, like the base of it is actually the same size. So yeah, I'll take it. My 3 3/4 inch Sev finally has his sniper configuration. That only took way too long. But yeah, looking nice. I dig it. I mean, the gun he comes with is nice. It looks the part. It looks good. I dig it. But you just need that resin, man. You need the bigger ones. I would go and I'm sure people sell these like already printed, and all you have to do is just paint it black real quick, or they'll even paint it for you. You can see it's got a nice little scope right there and everything. I would say they're fragile. Be careful, but I think they're worth it. So, I love the figure itself. I think that the base body of Hunter is a very fun one. I've already gone over it a few times here on the channel, so I'm not going to go over it like in super detail. You can see what's going on here. It's pretty posable. You can get him in a nice kneeling position. That's probably how I'll have him, you know, just kneeling and sniping, because that just looks really cool. I mean, you can take off his backpack and you can see he actually does have some red continuing on his back, but it's still just all the gray body. He does not have a head underneath the helmet. We never saw what the Delta Squad looks like underneath the helmets. Maybe someday, that'd be nice to see. But yeah, dude, this is Sev right here. I dig it. Yes, it's based off the cartoon. Yes, it's not exactly what we would want in a very nice 6-inch figure of Sev. But for what it is, you know, being an animated interpretation, reusing, you know, the pre-existing Republic Commando Hunter body. Because keep in mind, Hunter is a Republic Commando. He has Republic Commando armor. It's just because they based it off the animation, the proportions were different, and the main problem is that it doesn't have the elbow pads anymore. But, I mean, look at this, dude. Especially with the better guns. I'm really digging this. I really am digging that. I really like this. I'm excited for Fixer. I can forgive the lack of gray, or green I should say, on his body now that it's based off the Clone Wars, and I don't think he had the green on the body in the Clone Wars. But nonetheless, we got half the team. I'm looking forward to getting the rest. I'm just really hoping Scorch isn't an exclusive, but knowing Hasbro, I'm counting on it. I'm counting on it being an exclusive, just to get under my skin. But yeah, I mean, I'm one of the few that really, really likes these. I totally accept their flaws. I totally accept that these are not what they could be. But for what they are, I really like them. Some people, I did a top 10 Transformers Guilty Pleasures video, and someone commented you should do a top 10 Clone Trooper Guilty Pleasure. And I was kind of like, I really can't do that. There's not really, like, Transformers figures with engineering and everything and just clone figures. They kind of operate differently, where you can't really have guilty pleasure clone troopers. But I guess these would be my guilty pleasure, because I know that they're not making everyone happy, and I know that they're not perfect, and I know that they could be better, or they could be different, but I still really like them. I know they could be, like, bulky and game accurate with all the attachments and bigger weapons and this, that, and the other. I mean, look, I'm having to replace their weapons because they didn't give them big enough weapons. I'm having to accommodate for flaws. But nonetheless, I still feel like I look at these and I get the essence of the characters. These are the Republic Commandos. That's Sev right there. You know, that's the mean jerk of the team. That's the serious, you know, grouchy pants. You know, this is Boss. He's the stoic leader. You know, he's the occasional smartass. We got Delta Squad going. You know, I'm really excited to get Scorch because I really need the funny man. He's the heart of the team. Really need Fixer because he is just like the most. Fixer's probably the dude you'd want to be your friend the most because he's just so chill. He doesn't really have anything too crazy going on. He's just like a chill, loving guy. But at the end of the day, he still kills hundreds of Geonosians. I love Delta Squad. I am hoping we get Hot Toys so I can spend over $1,000 on them. All right, I've talked long enough. Talking about spending too much money. Thank you guys so much for watching. Special shout out to the patrons of Patreon. Thank you all so much for your continued support. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Hope you enjoyed my look at the new Black Series 07 Sev. Have a good one, guys. Bye.